Let's talk about what the Brazilian president, Darcy Lula, has said recently. Of course, he has expressed his wish to see only players playing in Brazil to be called up to the Brazilian national team. For him, he does not want Brazilian players for their countries who play in Europe. Of course, he will meet the CBF president to express these very wishes. These very wishes of the Brazilian president Lula, saying that he wants the Brazilian national side to consist of only home-based players. If you're playing in Europe, then there's absolutely no need calling you up. Calante, you think this will materialize?
It's a joker. In Brazil,
real joker.
In Brazil league, are there only Brazilians that plays there for the league? No, there are other South American players.
South Americans
so what do you mean? In the Brazil that we know when Brazil was Brazil, the players that made Brazil to win those World Cup, were they playing for Brazil?
From Europe.
They were playing for Europe. They were playing for Real Madrid. They were playing for
all of them.
We know things changed. Things changed. Maybe this is the direction that he is looking at.
They should go and fix.
It's a misplaced direction. It's the direction. Yes, there's a word I want to use.
Direction.
Exactly. So it doesn't.
That angle is totally wrong.
It should focus on taking Brazil back to where they were, because Brazil
to glory days.
Yeah, Brazil is nowhere near where they are struggling in their World Cup qualifier. They are struggling. Without Vinicius, the team is starless. If I can use that word. Yes, without Vinicius, if you move Vinicius out of that team, it's not recognizable.
And of course, if this happens, if it comes to limelight, yes, we have many players in Europe. Of course, if you look at the Real Madrid side, Vinicius is there.
Yes.
Rodrigo is there.
Exactly.
If you look at Manchester United, Casemiro is there. If you look at Fred, quality players that make up. Even Rafinha that plays for Barcelona.
You're going too far. Look at small clubs in Europe. They have Brazilian small clubs. They have Brazilian players.
Even Andres Pereira of the Premier Country.
Exactly. Show how Brazil has gone now. Even Gabriel is probably the main man. Gabriel of Arsenal. Probably the main man in Brazil. To show how they've fallen from grace. So him coming with the idea that only Brazilian players that play for the Brazilian league. If the presidents approve, good luck to them.
How is that going to turn out for them? Because if you check the history of Brazil, from when they were winning the World Cup and everything, most of their players are from Europe, are from other league in Europe. So you can't just come and I know they are passing through some time right now. It's not okay for them, but that's not the solution. There are others you can do. Try to bring in a new manager that will bring this team together. They have talents. Talents are always there, but bring them together and be able to blend them together so that
you can come up with a formula. Okay, 150%.
Exactly, you do it that way. Come to even think of it. You know, sometimes when they take
you don't want the whole full Brazilian player that don't play for Brazilian league. What are you trying to
say? Let's say this now. You know, sometimes when they take maybe striker, most of the strikers from the Brazilian league, they don't even do well. There was a time they have one. I'm trying to remember his name now. He did not even do well. So you can't do without those players playing, because you have the best. They are good. That's why they left Brazil and they are playing in Europe.
Karate, we look at it from this angle that he is trying to discourage players that plays for the Brazilian league from leaving to European clubs.
I don't think so, because if you look at it, most of the Brazilian players that go to Europe and have a failed career or have a struggle, they come back to the Brazilian league to pick up and they go back to Europe. Most of them even go back to Europe. So I don't think that. And Brazilian league is up and doing, and not just because of the Brazilian players only. There are other nationals in the Brazilian league,
no doubt,
that are there. South American players, Argentines, other players. So I don't. That
so
to me,
this will not happen.
I don't think that will happen. It doesn't even make sense at all.
Yes, those were the words of the Brazilian president, saying that he wished that the Brazilian national side consists of only Brazilian players playing in the country, not those.
So how does he expect those playing in Europe to feel right now?
Those are his words, not mine. But we'll get to see how this actually happens, if they will definitely implement this, or if it's a misplaced priority, in the words of the Malian Ekan.